Hello and welcome. I just wanted to take a minute to talk about extrinsic and intrinsic motivations. One of the things that we do when dealing with ADHD and behaviors is we focus on the external rewards. And this is really, really great when we're looking at the short term. ADHD, we love our dopamine, and those little reward type systems can be very, very beneficial to get us to do things in the immediacy. The problem is this doesn't help us develop the skills or the understanding as to why we would want to do these things for ourselves. So if we're not getting that external reward, why would we then want to do that thing? So then long term, it actually becomes detrimental for us as we don't develop the skills to essentially take care of ourselves. One of the things that I cannot overstate the importance of is building understanding in the individual. For me, showering was a massive barrier, and I never really understood why. I understood that it would be beneficial for my mental health and that it would be beneficial for other people around me, and that, and I love water. I love being in the shower. So it never really made sense to me why it was such a barrier. So in short term, there can be, little things that might get me, a thing I want to go to, or, some sort of external reward that's going to get me up and showered and ready. But that doesn't help me in my day-to-day life. The biggest thing that was able to help me was gaining that understanding of where the barrier came from so that I could genuinely address it. And one of those things is a lot of people with neurodivergencies struggle with transitions. And I never really viewed going from the world into the shower or the shower into the world as a transition before, until that was laid out for me. And the more I was able to think about it and look into that, the more real that really became for me. That I really think that was my biggest barrier with getting in the shower. It wasn't so much the thought of being in the shower as it was the thought of getting out of the shower. And then I have to be wet in a dry world. And that is, you get sticky and there's humidity, and then, it's just, you got to deal with wet hair, and there are just layers that it just becomes so much more in my head than just getting a shower. But when I was able to gain that understanding and that knowledge, I was able to have those serious conversations with myself. So when I was struggling with my mental health, and I was able to have those conversations of, hey, getting in the shower will help you. And then I can navigate that, but I don't want to. What does that look like when I get in the shower? What does it look like when I get out of the shower? And I can navigate those conversations appropriately with myself because I actually understand what my issue is with it. And now that I truly understand that, I wake up every single morning and I shower for myself. And I cannot stress enough that people weren't lying when they said it was good for my mental health. I just never would have been able to get there without understanding. And for me, that is a massive reason why I opened encc, is to really help people build that understanding of themselves. Let's look at your barriers, look at why you're having them, and actually see if we can address it in a meaningful way so that we can help you build those intrinsic motivations that are necessary for long-term sustainability.